Alright, I don't even know how I'm gonna do this because the mic is so sensitive. I mean, it's really sensitive. And I'm like right in front of it so everybody can see me. Before it looked kind of crazy because I was always looking down because the box that shows me what's playing in the video, it's usually down there. So now I can look up and see myself. People can see. Excuse me, but yeah, gained a lot of weight. That's crazy. So I figured I'd stand up for this. I be sitting down all the time. And gotta change my regimen. Gotta shake some of this weight though. But I figured this time I even wrote some notes. And I know how sensitive this camera is, so I don't want to sit here and make this video and the mic clips the whole time, so I'm back up a little bit. But since I ain't make and I know I gotta talk a little lighter instead of my natural tone of voice because it'll really muffle, it'll be too much bass. But I figured this video, I was gonna make a video with a little bit more information in it since I haven't in a while. I was gonna do that. I'm looking at this thing and I got like a little light footprint from when my dog just stepped in some water and then I picked it up. So don't mind that. Like I'm not a fat slob and nothing like that. I just figured I'd make the video. It's more important. But since I'm only got like 13, 14 minutes, I had mentioned before about making it where put some information out for getting people's children started on as far as business credit goes. So I was just making a video, made some notes so that way I could go ahead and give that information out because I haven't done like an informational video in a long time, so I wanted to make sure I put one out. I don't look completely different. I got the salt and pepper beard, but like I'm old, so I'm saying that's just what happens. But okay, let's see. Let's start with the basics. And I might have to make a part 2 to this. So it doesn't tell me while I'm recording. It doesn't give me a clock that's ticking away. So I got to go by the time at the bottom of the screen in front of the TV. So starting out, your child should be more than 5 years old. The reason that is because when you're issued, even in the case of identity theft or for any reason, if you're reissued a new Social Security number, it's automatically red flagged by the State Department. You know, that method was put in place a long time ago to cut down on identity theft. So when you apply for lights or you apply for anything that has to do with anything financial or anything like that, when they run a check on it, it shows up that says warning. This Social Security number was issued within the last 5 years, and it says that, and it's kind of like a red flag. And to do it earlier than age 5, like that red flag will kind of stay there the whole time. It'll eventually fall off, but you know it's better to get a clean slate. You know, going out the door. If you have a child that's 3 or 4, just wait till next year and then get everything started. And I wrote these notes down. Right? That way I won't be rambling on. During that time, then you can start a corporation in their name. Because they're minors already, you already basically have like power of attorney, so you can make all the decisions and sign all the contracts, authorize all the contracts for them. The main thing that I would urge is to they have to at least be able to spell their name, or basically what's considered sign their name on their own. And one way to back that up too is at age 5, get your child a library card. And everybody knows if you've ever had one, a public library card, the only requirement is, as far as age, you just have to be able to sign your name. That's it. And you need that too for other reasons. And there's other reasons why they encourage people to have library cards. But we're not going to go into all that conspiracy stuff right now. But okay. Now once you set up the corporation for them, make sure you set it up. And at least keep the bare minimums, keep the corp alive. This is one thing people don't realize about keeping your corp alive. You have to submit your annual report every year. That's usually how, like, when I was talking about all this reinstatement, shell corp stuff, like, that's the reason why most of those corps were dissolved or administratively dissolved, because they didn't pay the $20 or $10, whatever a year that the state asked for an annual update of who's the CEO, who's this, who's that. It costs like $10, $20. And I think the most I've ever heard is like $20, $25 a year. And not filing that for several years, they'll dismiss your corp. There's a lot of people running around with corporations right now that think their corp is in compliance and it's not. So when they apply for credit, they're not getting any because technically and legally they're no longer a corp, but they never even checked back with the Secretary of State. Never filed the annual report ever. They got corp 6, 7 years old, never even went back to the Secretary of State to check the status. I mean, just because you keep getting IRS papers and stuff like that, that's gonna keep coming. But one hand doesn't know what the other hand does in government. We all know that. So you'll be operating, doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you're really not legal. So that's the reason for that. And once you set the corp up, you want to set up a bank account and a savings account, a checking account, a savings account for the corporation. You want to set up the savings, banking, and savings account for your child at the same time, same day, same time, same bank. Reason for this: it gets the paperwork going from 5 years old to 18 years or 13 years. We set up a corp. You get a credit history built on your child starting from then, so that way when they turn 18, they've had a credit history for more than half their lives. And then when it comes to the corporation, they work for the corporation. They're paid a paycheck for whatever work, it says whatever the position is, and they've had a job for more than half their life. And they've had a bank account for more than half their life, and they've had a library card for more than half their life. And when it comes to building a credit file, you can't get any better than that. There's a lot of mechanics that go to having a perfect credit score that a lot of people don't know. You can never have owed anybody ever, like in your whole life, and had like a credit card, maybe a couple accounts, never been late, never. And your credit score with all 3 bureaus will still be 6 and some change. And that's because there's a combination that makes it, what's considered perfect. There's a combination of different things. Your first finance, as far as your first car, the normal thing they use as a standard that normally happens. Like in your teens, you get a phone. Usually your parents have one, and you have one on your parents' account. You get a phone, you need a car, financial card, and you have that elevation that automatically, normally parlays into different accounts here and there. Then eventually a credit card, maybe a couple of department store cards here and there. But basically it's a normal incline. So establishing that now at the league's minimum, like not really going to great lengths to overdo it, never putting the corporation in any kind of jeopardy that, you put yourself in a pinch and all that work you've done, is now gone. So you want to have it to where when you do establish accounts, within the first year or two, as you build it up, you just want to basically move things around. If you need some papers, things that the parent may need themselves that they normally buy anyway, they would just buy it basically through that child's corp. Excuse me. And basically pay cash, the whole ride. So that way, you can switch it up in the middle. The kid gets, your child becomes 8, 9, 10. You can switch it up a little bit and make things interesting. Like on their way to 18, you can begin to start using some of that credit. But it's still, I'm sure even just, you just needed basically some of the broad strokes. I know for a fact that what I'm saying, everybody understands completely 100%. And I'm looking at my time that's going out. I just wanted to at least get one of these notes in. One more note. Okay, the last one. Another thing that'll hurt the child is, like, you really have to establish the business and that child, like, really strongly. If not, because if say you didn't do any of this stuff, if you lived in the same residence with that same child, and you or your spouse or you and your girlfriend or the people living in the house personally have bad credit, it will actually affect that child negatively. The way things go now with the LexisNexis, degrees of separation, where you can Google out on Zaba search to show you everybody who lives in the house, everybody who used to live there, even relatives that never lived there, and all of them names are lined down where it says pay $8 or whatever right here so you can read it. That's what I'm talking about. So when it comes to creditors and lenders, they use those same services. So it'll be like, the old days are gone where like the light bill goes out, like gets too high, nobody pays it, it gets cut off. but it's 8 people living in, and the next person just steps up and just gives his social and it comes right back on. That doesn't work anymore. Everybody knows that. So that's been implemented for a long time in place. So it kind of makes everybody guilty by association. If there's, when you weigh it all out and there's 3 or 4 people in their bankruptcies, like they're at least listed having lived there or currently live there, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their child's score is. It'll be basically taken, by the computer algorithm that all that is the same thing, and until it branches off. But as long as the business is solid and kept separate, everything will be fine. So I'll make the button on this so that way I can make sure I have enough time. I hope somebody hit me that their email suggested that they're in the film business. Said my videos out is a little blurry. I'm like, I was sitting way over there. So I sit way over there. I got a webcam with a logic check. I don't know if you can see it here. You got the little joint. I'm way over there. So I got the front door wide open. I don't got the back door open. But yeah, I'm just looking at this though. I gotta do better. Gboogie though. But one more thing. I guess I'm gonna say before I go, because I told everybody I was gonna let them know on the update, so I might as well do it now. And I hope I'm not talking too loud because this thing is crazy. 2 more slots open for a rich man's package. Two more slots open for poor man's package. And everybody will see that's not a publicity stuff. Like after those slots will probably get filled by today or tomorrow, you'll see all the stuff taken down, and you'll see me make a video saying that it's over. Like so, it won't be no more services at all. Period. Ever again. Like it'll be just me taking care of something just to straighten everybody out. And let's just go back to the members area, the ebooks, and just keep writing ebooks and keep people updated while we go do like a million other things. Like so. So Gboogie, Gboogie.net. I hope this helps.